Well, if that's what we look like, it looks fine to me.
Yeah. I mean, because I adjusted everything to these lights, so doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're live.
Surprise, Internet!
Yeah, there we go. Okay, we
Surprise,
did it.
Internet!
Surprise!
So, Lord
I'll
knows.
share it with Facebook while you talk.
Okay, so We Are the Knights of Drunk Watch. I'm Andrew.
I'm Kate.
And over there is
I'm
Mark
Mark
in his comfy chair. We just finished watching episode 5 of American Horror Story Apocalypse, Boy Wonder.
Yes.
And we're talking about it today instead of Sunday because we're all going to be at a wedding.
Yes.
So if you're just catching this and thinking, oh crap, I missed it, why it didn't happen on Sunday?
That's
now
why.
you know.
Sorry.
So, anyway,
we figured earlier was better than later, so...
Yeah, because at least when you get looking for us, you'll see that we've done it. And maybe you can answer some of our questions in comments if you're not showing up. But some people have showed up.
Hi, King of Kings. Hi, Catherine. Sorry, Catherine Dennis. Listen, it's a Thursday.
So,
it's a school night.
Anyway, we should quickly get started then because it is a school night.
Yeah.
We are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now our talk begins.
So, where do we start?
So, with her premonition, I guess?
Yes.
So
the vision of the future.
She had a vision of the future, and it was essentially the apocalypse. And so
led by the white-faced demon.
Right. And she claims because of the apocalypse, that's why she wants to rush him into the Seven Wonders, I guess.
Right, because she knew that she was failing. They needed a new supreme, and if the Alpha legend was true, then he needed to be tested before it was too late, so he could lead them into this this coming battle.
Sure.
I did lock the door, so he needs to go out.
Why did you lock the door?
I mean, that makes sense.
It was late.
So do we think that she, even the whole thing of, her passing out, do we think that was just because she's fading and she was surprised?
Yeah, I mean, I think she was shocked, and she's fading. She was overwhelmed and not strong.
Why is she fading?
Because a new supreme is rising, is what she said.
And that's what the men said. When the new supreme was named, the old one fades away.
But named? He hadn't been named yet.
Well, they said that after he passed his final test.
I know, but she was fading before then.
I mean, they're not forever immortal. I mean, they have to be replaced. So
it's been 2 years.
Well, but I don't know. I don't remember all the rules of Coven. It was 6 seasons ago.
In Levitt, so we have a wedding. We explained it at the very beginning. We have a wedding that we have to go to on Sunday, so we figured it would be better to be early than late. Welcome. Surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah, okay. And then, so we also see before he does his Seven Wonders, we see Meade murder John Henry.
Right.
Spoilers.
Well.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, we're talking about it, so it's not like we're giving a preview of it. We're talking about the show. So.
Oh, interesting. So King of Kings says he thinks the writers want us to think she's fading because of Michael, but it's actually because of Mallory.
That could be true, too.
I like that
Mallory's
more,
doing a lot of wondrous stuff.
Especially because if we're going off of the fact that Michael isn't actually an alpha, he's not a supreme because he's not a warlock. He's a demon child.
He's a demon child.
So that makes a lot of sense as to why this would be... Okay, I like that more. I'm happy. I'm more content with the fact that this is Mallory rising to power and causing Cordelia to weaken, as opposed to...
And the warlocks don't know about Mallory or what she can do.
No. I mean, because she's following a very natural progression of just she is a witch who happens to have powers. So they're not oh, she's the next supreme. They're just oh, she's a big old bad witch. Good, great.
Yeah.
Catherine said Mallory can turn back time. Yeah, because it looked like she healed an adult deer and turned it into Bambi.
Right, that's what she said. She didn't heal the wounds, she undid them.
Yeah.
She regressed him back to childhood so he could start over.
Aww.
She could start over. It was a doe.
Yeah. That's nice, though. Okay, so we have that. And then...
So is John Henry his character in this?
John Henry is Cheyenne Jackson.
Right, but that was his name here?
Yeah.
Okay. He's burnt to a crisp, so...
He's gone.
He's gone.
Which is sad, but I'm not super
Because gone is not always forever. I mean, many people who played many characters...
Right,
we've now
in this season.
It had, Cordelia and Mrs...
Oh, I was going to call her Winnipeg, and that's not right. Wilhelmina Venable.
Wilhelmina Venable. And then we had... the names have all left me.
You got this. Actors, characters, describe them.
Well, and I don't remember the characters, but, the hairdresser.
Oh, Tate.
Tate.
Tate, his character from 8 years ago. Evan Peters.
Evan Peters. Tate will probably see.
Well, we've already seen him. We've seen him twice so far. Oh, you're saying Tate will probably see. Yeah, we've seen Evan Peters as the hairdresser. We've seen Evan Peters twice. And then,
as the hairdresser. Yeah. And then as the serial killer ghost. Who they even said his name in this episode. I'm like, the guy from Hotel. So...
Yeah, I don't remember it. They said his name in this episode? Mm-hmm. No, they said his name in last episode.
Oh, the last episode. I watched 2 episodes today. So
yeah.
In the last episode, yes.
Yeah, and I'm not too mad about it because I was not digging Cheyenne Jackson's look in this particular John Henry. It was not my favorite. So, if he can come back with, different haircut, different facial hair, I guess.
Well, I mean, wasn't he a ghost in Hotel? I mean, granted, we're not necessarily going back to the hotel, but...
Wasn't everybody a ghost in Hotel? I don't fucking know. I didn't finish that season.
I didn't.
I don't know.
I'm the only one who enjoyed Hotel, generally. I mean, it's not the best season, but I enjoyed it still. Certainly enjoyed it better than Asylum or Freak Show by the end.
No, Freak Show I didn't. I don't think I liked any of Freak Show, but... I liked Asylum. I liked the concept of what Asylum could have been.
That wasn't Asylum.
No. I was very pumped. So last week we talked a lot about the allusions to the different seasons because I think we bring that up every time we talk about this show. And so last week was obviously a lot of Hotel because they actually went back there. And so we were talking about how they could possibly go to the other seasons. And we even brought up because she mentioned Mead got into a fight with a butcher last week, an actual butcher, and we were like, meh. But I was like, no, I don't think they're gonna bring it up at all, which is why I yelled about it because they hadn't mentioned anything about a blood moon, so why are they gonna bring up Roanoke and the butcher? So that's why I yelled about it this time because they brought it up. Yeah. I knew it was nothing, but I mean,
the blood moon isn't unique to the story of Roanoke,
but it's unique to that season of American Horror Story.
Right.
Yeah.
But so blood moon, the butcher joke, which I didn't even catch. That's funny.
Yeah. So King of Kings also says the scene with Mallory and Michael fighting in the interview was a good clue for good versus evil. So that's also going back to that she's a supreme and he's nothing like that.
Well, because it was after that fight that they had that Michael said, I thought I got them all. So I think that means he thought he got all the possible other
the candidates. Yeah.
Candidates.
That makes sense. We have a new Vitapi, VITAPI 89, says the battles at the end are going to be epic. Which I also think, we're setting up for a very good... I think with this kind of setup, there don't have to be, at the end, very, complex plot twists. Mm-hmm. There can just be good, a good climax and a good ending. There can just be a good final battle, as opposed to having to rely on, interesting, complex plot twists. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just think the way they're setting this up, maybe it's just because it is the apocalypse with the Antichrist against the witches, that sets us up for good things. So I do agree. The battles at the end will be epic.
Of course, have we talked much about the witches not being radioactive? I mean, they walked in.
Yeah.
And they weren't decked out.
No.
They were able to walk in through the radiation.
But regardless of whatever that is, that could just be like casting a protection spell.
Right.
You know? So that doesn't mean that when witches are intrinsically not affected by...
Well, I guess we'll find more about that as we lead up to... Because I think we're getting a lot about what's going to lead up to how the bomb dropped.
I really like the way that they're doing this season. Like, I know, like, in the first few episodes, I was wary of the idea of flashbacks. But the way that they're doing it to where the first, like, the first 3 episodes were current, and then now the next 2 have been flashbacks. And I bet we're going to get at least a couple more that are building up to...
Well, the murder house is in that... It's like different timelines. It's like Westworld.
No, it's... Because it's all one timeline, though. Like, we had the first 3 episodes were at the beginning.
No, but, like, Westworld had 2 timelines that did this... And then one caught up to the beginning, and where the other, that's what's happening, is we started off with the bomb blast, but then we have 3 years before the bomb.
Yeah.
We're seeing stuff that's leading up to the bomb, but we've also seen stuff that's been after the bomb.
Not since we went backwards.
Well, not since we've been backwards.
No, that's what I'm saying, is it's a very clear delineation of, here's where we're going.
It's not like Westworld in that we couldn't tell them apart until the end. I'm just saying it's like Westworld, we have 2 different timelines going on. 2 parts of the timeline going on. One's going to catch up. The end of one is going to tag it to the beginning of the first one.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But King of Kings, what more would you want from the Blood Moon idea? And then Catherine Dennis, they walk in the first time before, she says they walk in before the apocalypse. That's 3 years ago when they go to meet with the council. When they go to resurrect Coco and Mallory and Adina Porter, that's during the apocalypse. So that's after it's happened.
Yeah.
So we do know that they are immune to radioactivity.
Because they start fighting against Michael. Somehow they start working against him. They put protection spells on those 3 women specifically, so they forget who they are.
Yeah. No, they didn't.
Coco, Adina Porter.
Adina Porter didn't forget. She just didn't care.
Oh, maybe. So it was just the 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe, but
And Adina Porter also. We haven't seen her at the school either.
Yeah, they said she's a voodoo.
Right. So I think she's a different thing, and she just they don't have to make her forget because she is not involved in the fight.
She's part of Angela Bassett's crew.
Yeah. Almost all this episode. To be honest, maybe they really. No, remember the grass one Cordelia faded outside. Yeah, no, that was before. Okay, I have to address all this stuff. All right, so King of Kings is saying that if there's only 10 episodes, more flashbacks. But I think a lot of this, like he says that the finale will have to be 3 hours long to make sense. But I think that if they're going along the trajectory, they could do another, we're on episode 5. We could get to the episode 7, because it's usually around 6 or 7 where it falls apart. I could handle another 2 episodes of flashback. I could deal with. I think there's enough information. We're gonna get a Murder House.
Murder House is gonna be a full episode,
and then we can get a Cordelia, however they make them forget or remember or all of that.
Yeah, then we can have they realize what's going on. They have to protect people, and then come back after the apocalypse to sort it out.
And then the last 3 episodes could be after the apocalypse. How the
Mallory
final battle,
and
Michael
set up to fight Michael.
Yeah, I don't think that's unreasonable at all, and I think that actually gives us a good amount of time. But it doesn't have to get complicated. They don't have to do crazy twists. They can just build a good actual story there. So I disagree, King of Kings. I think it can work out all right.
We also have to know what happened to all the warlocks.
Yeah, where'd all those boys go?
All those boys.
Because that's only 3 years ago. I think that's the funniest part, is that they built this warlock school 4 years ago. It's not old. It's 2012. Oh, no, it was when Cordelia came out as a Supreme, and the Warlock school got bombed,
got burned
so they had
down,
to pull it,
and they buried it underneath the garden.
So they built this archaic school.
I mean, that
in
school,
2012.
but there had been a Warlock school.
No, I know, but that particular one.
If they built it for security reasons, why would you build it in the exact spot that the old one was? Like, sure, it's underground and all, but it's like, we still know where you are.
Or maybe no one cared. They thought it was gone.
And so Catherine, the witches have shown up twice to the Warlock school. The first time we saw them show up, it was after the apocalypse, when they came back to resurrect Mallory and Coco and Adina Porter, whose character name I don't think I ever learned. And then we almost went immediately after that. We got a little bit of backstory, but then the next episode was a flashback. So that's when she passed out. That's when Cordelia passed out on the ground that's all green. That's when they walked up and it was green. So the last 2 episodes... whole episodes have been flashbacks.
Pre-apocalypse.
Pre-apocalypse. So we had 3 episodes current, and the last 2 have been flashbacks. So they walked up twice, but we still know that they are resistant to radioactivity. Somehow. Whether it's a spell or not. Oh, and King of Kings is just talking to himself about the Blood Moon, how I didn't like Roanoke. That's fair.
I like Roanoke too, except for I didn't like how it ended. But
no, I like the first 6-7 episodes of Roanoke, and then the last 4 were garbage.
I agree. Then it just got weird.
And it just got bad. So what is Cordelia's plan? I guess that's the next actual conversation, because she says that she wanted to see him complete. Oh, I guess we can talk about Misty Day. I skipped a step. He rescued Misty Day from the underworld, which was supposed to be undoable. So that's kind of cool. Yay! I'm glad.
Well, and she said, I mean, Misty, that was part of the plan. Is if he could do that, then that certainly says something about who he was to her. And because and she's brought all my girls back to me, and Misty Day's like, I'm not strong enough. He said, just the fact that he brought you back is what I needed him to do.
Yeah.
You can go rest. And so she knows that whatever he is, Supreme or not, Alpha or not, she knows there's something not right with him.
But I guess I just don't really understand why she, I want to know what her theory was, because I feel like there are other ways to suss out someone's power other than publicly showing everyone. Like, she could have gotten in an alleyway battle with him.
Well, yeah, but
but then that risk of her dying,
depending on his own devious nature, set him a little bit at ease, because she ran him. She didn't go and test his powers by fighting him. She just ran through the tests that they wanted him to run, the 7 wonders. So and if she can keep up the ruse that, okay, you've proved yourself, you're the Alpha, Supreme. You're the next Supreme, then that might put a veil over their plotting behind him.
I just, also because he is so powerful, I don't know, I guess I just don't see what benefit she has from letting everyone, including all the warlocks, know how powerful he is. Specifically how powerful he is.
Well, I mean, but I think they all knew he was pretty freaking powerful.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. There's just a lot of I don't know in this.
I just don't see why there's any reason to find out about him secretly. I mean, because I think having him doing it in front of everyone because he thinks he's following their rules kind of might put him off his game. And certainly whatever happened to the warlocks, those 3 witches survive.
Yeah, that's
true. And then to get their other 2 witches, plus or minus a voodoo queen, to fight against him in the final battle.
But so and this is also, this is why I am excited about, I want more of this backstory. I want more of the flashback. Because now because last week the conversation was, we had five witches that we knew about, but Queenie's not there, and Tessa, I can't remember her name, is not there.
Farminga.
Yeah, is not.
Wasn't.
They
in the
could
be elsewhere,
right?
But we don't know. We don't know that once they start falling, that's when they say, "You forget. You're now just go home and you be who you thought you were, and you be her assistant."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have Misty Day in the mix of how do we get from all of these witches to just Myrtle and Madison and Cordelia.
Well, Misty Day
what happened?
Misty Day probably gets sent off just to go be wherever the witch to
the White
heal,
Witch.
and then wherever the witches are able to be during the apocalypse. Because, but here's something.
I'm ready.
Big final battle. Of course, good conquers evil, right?
Sure.
But it's the apocalypse, and everyone's all gross and radioactive. But Mallory can undo it. She could, depending on how powerful she is,
she can
start
back
healing
time.
people, not by just making them unradioactive, but taking them before they were radioactive.
Interesting. So they would want to hide her. I feel like they would want to, if that's her skill, they wouldn't want her fighting a battle.
Well, but if that skill is tied to her being the ultimate supreme, I think it would take the ultimate supreme to fight the Antichrist.
That's true. We do have Santiago Garrido. I definitely miss Fiona as the Supreme. Just imagine this season with her instead of Cordelia. I think we're going to get our fill. Not our fill, because how can you? But I think we're going to get a very good Jessica Lange.
Mm-hmm.
I think she will provide more entertainment as Constance than she would as Fiona. And to tie into that, King of Kings asks, "What do we think about how do you guys feel about the promo for next week?" I'm excited. I'm excited to go back to Murder
Well, and if
House.
we get Constance, I wonder if we're also going to get
Connie
Britton and
Dylan McDermott, whose name's Lord I can't remember.
Because they only also did one episode. So if we're only going to spend one episode at the house.
But that's a lot of characters to do in one episode. I wonder if we're not going to have 3 more flashback episodes and 2 finale battles. I would be okay with that. If we're getting 10,
because that's the one thing too is that Jessica Lange's appearance in the promo.
Yeah.
That could be the cliffhanger for next week's episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is totally something that they would do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
if that's gonna be your cliffhanger for the episode, why would you show it in the previews?
Well, because the thumbnail when the thumbnail was
Mallory or Madison.
Madison, and we didn't see Madison until the very end of the episode.
And that was the cliffhanger moment of her arrival.
And I honestly also think that Fiona, it would be a shadier apocalypse, but I don't think that, although I don't love Cordelia, honestly, she's a little too just, But
she's not Jessica Lange.
She's not Jessica Lange, but Fiona, in this instance, Fiona is too self-involved.
Fiona didn't collect people around her.
Yeah.
She thought all her strength came from herself. Cordelia feels her strength comes from her leadership.
And that's what we need because we want all of our characters.
Yeah. When Fiona just would have been get out of my way.
Yeah. Let me find a bunker and bunker down forever. I don't think it would. As much as I love Jessica Lange and all of her things,
she does.
She does is amazing.
And we have, we could revisit Constance, the original, at this point. I think it'll be great.
That would be super fun. I do agree. He says Cordelia is too bland. I do agree that Cordelia is bland. I do think she's
always been bland, but that was part of the reason why they never thought she could be the Supreme.
Is because she was so bland.
Yeah.
But also, her role is to bring people together, and she does that very well. And so it wouldn't be a battle if it was Fiona on her own fighting Michael. Michael would win no matter what.
Hey, I would watch that.
I mean, I would. obviously
I
we're
don't know
watching
if it was a battle of their sharp tongues.
They're not. It's not.
Who could pull off a Chanel dress better?
It's not. I don't. He might be able
He
to.
probably
Listen,
could.
let's not get that battle going because she would not want to fight that. I don't think. But no, I do think that as much as Cordelia is a bland character, she serves her role very well of having the interest of the majority in mind, like having the interest of the witches in mind, and so that allows us to get everybody back together, which is good.
Well, who was it? Oh, gosh, what talk show or whatever were we watching? It wasn't John Oliver. Someone else saying that, oh, it's, what is it, like, boring people do make the best leaders. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then what was the other thing? Like, or maybe it was Seth Meyers.
Good story, Mark.
Never mind.
No,
but
This
how
is
about-
why we put Mark in his chair. For that.
We've
My
been traveling
chair's
all
more
day.
comfy
He's
over
tired.
Here. That's why I'm not. Yes, and I'm exhausted.
What else happened? That was it, right? Was there a big thing at the end? Murder house.
Billy Porter.
Abandoned. Behold Chablis.
What?
That's his name.
What is it?
Behold Chablis. Stop,
Behold
Mark.
Chablis. What are you doing?
He's fucking everything
I
up.
was gonna point the camera towards me.
Oh. But yeah, and Madison
Yeah.
are gonna go to the murder house.
Yeah.
So like we kind of got we got the idea from earlier that when she was talking before Stevie Nicks showed up that it may or may not be a good plan, but Cordelia has a plan. That isn't.
I just can't imagine
Oh,
what the plan is going to be.
And also, how convenient to send the two actors who were not in the first season so that they're not stuck having scenes with themselves.
Right. Well, and I think part of her plan is as long as they maintain the subterfuge, they might be able to keep Michael off his guard in terms of them like finding out, like working behind his back. If they keep okay, so you're gonna as soon as I die, blah blah blah, if they keep like feeding into the
but
theory
how is
that
Michael not going to miss Behold? Like, because
I don't know.
he even caught on when there was a telepathic communication between.
I think he's smart
but
enough to know that they're doing
and of course
something.
most villains are a little full of themselves, so they miss the obvious because they think they can't be beat.
I guess so. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. I think I will accept 2 or possibly 3 more.
Because the question is preparing Michael for his ascension. Does it require everyone to be there all the time? He's gonna be like, well, why isn't Madison here to help? Well, does she need to be there? It's not like it's not the apocalypse. They're not all stuck in the Warlock School.
But they had 5 leaders, and now they're down to 3.
Right?
Because John Henry is gone, and Behold Chablis is gone. So now they're down to B.D. Wong and Ariel, and isn't there someone else?
No, there's just 4.
So now they're down to 2.
Half of their staff is gone.
It's gone. How do they not notice that?
Well,
How does Ariel not notice that?
Well, first of all, Ariel, I think, knows that John Henry's dead.
He knows. Oh no, he knows. But Behold is gone. I don't know. And maybe or maybe that's just plot that we're jumping ahead of.
Or maybe Cordelia already has something ready.
Like
where did they go? They went to get his Supreme vestment.
Marshmallow. Vestment.
The dress. The dress
Yes.
all Supremes wear. It's in New Orleans, and they have to bring it back on a horse. So it's going to take a very long time.
But they have to change it because we've never had a boy Supreme. So
Right.
they got to let out the shoulders.
Make sure it matches that chain he's wearing.
I think we're good. I think we talked about all the things. I feel like we missed something.
Well, of course, him talking to all the demon children.
the fuck? I didn't like that. I think that they do his scariness very well. Because every time I've seen him surprisingly scary, like the first time when he went up against Mallory, and then again when John Henry saw him, it has been unnerving. Like, their animators are very good this season, because I am upset when I see his white demon face.
Well, that's a very easy effect to do.
No, I mean, but it's not always scary. There's some detail to this one that freaks me out more than it usually does. I don't know what it is. Alright. Oh, we have 5 people watching. Hello, 5 people.
So, is there anything else going on?
Nope, the last one was Santiago saying that Cordelia was way too bland. I'm still reading it as blonde. Is it his eyes, Catherine? Because it's something.
Well, his eyes go black.
But, I mean, I think maybe what it is that his eyes go black in a way, because, like, even the demons on Supernatural, their eyes go black.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe what it is that his eyes go black, but there's not eyelids. Like, it is just, like, black sockets, almost.
And they get
So
a little squiggly.
Yeah, it gets more ghoulish than demon, and maybe that's what freaks me out, is I'm expecting demon,
like
and it becomes ghoulish, and that combo freaks me out. I agree, Catherine. His eyes unnerve me. Something unnerves me. Something freaks me out.
Well, whenever they first saw the video, was it Cheyenne Jackson? Is that his name?
Yep.
He was saying that it's like, no, he's not a warlock. He's
That's
just
demon possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so are we assuming that his father is Satan?
Are we? Yes.
Well,
Very much so.
because Kathy Bates had moments like, don't mention your father.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so even Ariel doesn't. She said, "Don't mention your father," and somehow that made it sound like "Here comes your father." And then I was confused. So Ariel doesn't know that he's not a warlock.
Right.
Ariel thinks he's a warlock.
He's a very powerful warlock.
Or Ariel, I guess. But yeah, so and was Cheyenne Jackson? Was he going to try? Well, the thing is, but now that we're going back to the murder house, and Cordelia says that's where it all began. This is
so he is the
child. He's supposed to be the child.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes
So hopefully they'll explain how
the accelerated aging.
Yeah, he accelerated aging because he's older than he should be.
Oh yeah, well, because at the beginning of this season, we all thought it was what's his face, that boy.
Right. The 18-year-old boy.
The quickly murdered DNA boy, yeah.
Yeah, perfect DNA murder boy.
Oh, wait! Oh, was he killed? They were all killed.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, at the time the witches came back, everyone was dead.
Except for Brock.
Brock killed Coco and then he disappeared.
Yeah, so Brock's not dead yet.
But
I forgot that they were all mass murdered in there.
Yeah.
So why did they waste several episodes?
Know. Don't fucking know, Mark. We don't know. I mean, to be fair, they really didn't. Their whole point, like, I don't understand why those characters existed, but they really didn't waste a lot of time on them. It was maybe like, of those first 3 episodes, 15 minutes? Maybe?
15
on those
minutes what?
2 characters?
No, it was longer than that.
No, it wasn't. Not really. We had a scene where they stole him, a scene where they were in jail together, they made out, they read some letters, they hooked up, and then they got murdered.
But there's a lot of time spent on them, touching and
They're one kiss a month.
Yeah, they're one kiss a month.
I mean, I'm not arguing that it's not bullshit that they existed at all. But I think of the amount of time you can waste on wasted people, that was not.
But they could have given us more, without revealing her witchy background. They could have spent more time on what we thought Mallory and Coco were supposed to be. Because granted, I guess Coco went back to what she was before she went to witch school. But rather than develop this intense relationship between these Adam and Eve characters, and then just like, boom,
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's irksome.
So,
Whatever.
anyway.
But again, this is American Horror Story. Just because they died doesn't mean they're gone.
I don't want them back. They were
I
boring.
don't either, but we never know.
He was kind of cute.
Well, and then Joan Collins and Tate.
Evan Peters is going to be back. He
No,
wasn't
but
in
Evan
this
Peters'
episode.
character.
Yeah.
That whole character. Getting raped by the spandex guy. And
That was not rape. That was
Well,
so
no,
consensual.
You're true. That's right. I was very consensual. Rammed was the wrong word. Getting rammed by.
There it is.
Well, also, maybe they had to get rid of that Evan Peters character because they're going back to Murder House.
Right, but why have that character?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, they might not be gone.
That character could show the, vapidness of Coco.
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll see more. of him.
Yeah, she created a purple instead of a gray because she didn't want her hair to look bad. So,
Right.
his character at least built on someone else's character. But the other two was just nothing. I don't know. All right, let's end it.
All right, so I guess so that's it for us. So we will be back, hopefully,
At some point.
a
Next
week from Sunday.
Yeah,
to try to be back on a more regular schedule.
so y'all are going to not hear from us for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll do something else in the meantime.
Yeah, and hopefully maybe Zach will be open with his show and he can make an appearance on his own channel.
He hasn't been here for 2
Ever.
months.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, Zach
They're
Boo?
like Zach who?
Zach Knights of the Drunk Watch.
Zach Baxter.
All right, we done?
All right, so we're done. So we are the Knights of the Drunk Watch.
And now
Now
our
our talk is
ended.
ended. And I'm
Woo.
worn out. Woo.
I know. I got to go.
Good night.
Night. I'll shut it down. Hang on.